Hello and welcome back to the another video of UiPath RPA. From this video, we are starting a series and it was a long awaited topic on the channel. How can we work on SharePoint and Azure using UiPath RPA? As you can see on your screen, I have listed down the coverage of this series. So the first point we will see like how can we integrate a SharePoint and Azure with UiPath, and then we will try to see some basic actions: upload, download files, getting file details, getting file name, and where are the files. So all those actions. And then after basic actions, we will move to little advanced topics: how to use Graph API. So if you have never heard what is Graph API, so using Graph API, you can access all the services of Microsoft Office 365. So let's say if you have to send a Teams message from backend, or let's say if you have to send email without opening Outlook, and multiple these kind of actions you can automate using Graph API. And then we will see Azure OCR, because OCR is in huge demand nowadays, and Azure OCR service is one of the best OCR service, and it gives you very good results. For now, let's start from the basics. My teammate will cover first two topics: integration of SharePoint and basic actions on SharePoint.
Alright, this is the first video of this series. In this video, we will see how to integrate SharePoint and Azure using UiPath. Then we will see how to create site and how to get site details from SharePoint. Then we will use Azure. On Azure, we will see how to create application client ID and tenant ID. That tenant ID and application ID we will use in UiPath. In UiPath, we will see how to download file from SharePoint to local folder, and then we will see how to upload file from local folder to SharePoint folder. After that, we will see how to get files, name, and other details. If you like the content of this video, so please hit the like button and subscribe my channel for more video. Go ahead and let's start the video. From here, I'm starting the video. So first of all, log in my SharePoint account. Okay, so this is my Microsoft account. Click on here, and here you can see this is the SharePoint app. Click on this. Here I'm logging on SharePoint account. First of all, we have to create a new site. Click on this and select team site. You can use any templates. I want to use this template. Okay, use template and site name. Here you can give the site name. Here I'm giving the name as a UiPath testing site, and same name I'm giving here. Click on next, and here I'm select this public, and language should be English always, and click on create, add member. So I don't want add any member, and click on finish. So here you can see site is created. Then we will go to the documents. Okay, click on documents. This is the new option. So create any document like a Word document, Excel, presentation, whatever you want. I'm creating a one Word document. So first of all, I rename this document like example doc. I'm writing here, I like automation. Okay, whatever you want, you can write here. A little bit font I will increase here. Okay, and next again go back. Here I'm creating another document like Excel. First of all, we will rename this file two books here. So I'm like example here. I write something. Write number, and second name. Okay, and third here role for salary. Okay. Go back document. Here you can see we have two documents. One is Excel and second is Word document. Okay, so I'm closing this tab and login Azure account. Login here. Click on sign in. My Azure account is login. First of all, let me tell you one thing. Microsoft has renamed Azure Active Directory to Microsoft Intra Directory. Okay, so don't be confused. This is the Microsoft Intra Directory, and you can say Active Directory as well. Okay, so go here. So first of all, in this default directory, we will go to app registration. Go to app registration, and here you can see new registration. So click on this new registration and give the name whatever you want. I'm giving the name as a UiPath test. Okay, and select this second option, and here you have to select this public client, mobile and desktop, and here I use this string. I will mention in the description also, so you can easily find. Okay, and now click on register. Create application successfully, and here you can see this is the client ID. So this is the very important, and this tenant ID also very important. So first of all, I copy this and keep aside in the notepad. Paste here. This is the client ID. Okay, and this is the tenant ID. Also, we will use paste here. Minimize this. And here you can see one option is there, API permissions. So go here and little bit come down, and here you can see add a permission. So we have to take a permission. Okay, so click on this and click on this Microsoft graph, dedicated permissions, and here I'm writing files. Come down, here you can see this is the files. Click on this arrow, and you have to select file read, files read, and files read all, and file read write, and file read write all, and add a permission. Okay, again we have to go Microsoft graph, dedicate permissions, and here I'm writing sites. So here you can see this is the site. Click on this arrow and select this sites read all and sites write all. Okay, add a permissions. Okay, that is enough. So now we go to the UiPath Studio. So you have to install one package. Go to the official, and you have to search here Microsoft 365. So this package we have to install. Click on install and save. So package is installed. Here you can see this is the UiPath Microsoft Official 365. Okay, so first of all, go to the activity, and here search the Microsoft Office 365 scope. Take and drag and drop here. So this is the first activity we will use here. Here you can see this is the application ID and this is the tenant ID, and this tenant ID we will use here. Okay, so first of all, create a variable like application client ID, okay, and second is tenant ID. Okay. Is, and here I'm using default value like this is the application ID, copy and paste here. And tenant ID also we want copy this tenant ID. Okay, so this application ID variable we will use you application client ID. Okay, and this tenant ID now here you can see this is the username. So this is the basically Azure username. I'll show you. This is the my username. Okay, so UiPath ask this username. So I'm creating a variable for this. And this variable I'm using here username variable. Okay. And this is password. So for password, this is the very secure. So I'm using here get password activity. Okay, I'm giving the password and get result. Control K and password. Password variable, username and password also done. Okay, now go to the next activity. This is the find. This is the find files and folders activity. Here you can see this is the query which file we want. Okay, so here I want example dot xlsx. Okay, and here you can see file name like file name. Okay. And result control K get result variable I'm creating here. So most important, here you can see these variable automatically variable type is when I hover my cursor. So here you can see Microsoft dot graph dot drive item. This is the variable type, and this is the here you can see get result variable also Microsoft dot graph dot drive item, but it is array type. So we are using this drive name. What is the drive name? So as SharePoint, this is the our drive name like folder. We will give the name as a documents. You have to give the drive name in the double quotation document documents. Okay, and here you can see this is the site URL. Go to the SharePoint. Here you can see this is the till here this is the our site URL. Okay, so we have to give this. So here I'm using as a variable URL. Here now done. Click on save, and here I'm using site URL variable. This is okay. Now done. Click on save. Done. Okay. And here I'm using right line activity. This is right line activity I'm using. This is the output. So this variable I will use here. Get result dot get result dot count dot to string. Okay, we have to use because this is the drive item types. Okay, next action, download file. So here you can see this is the we are using here file. So here I'm using file name. This is variable I'm using here, and here you have to give the location. So first of all, I create a new folder here, SharePoint files. Under this folder, I want the files. So copy this path and go to the UiPath Studio, and here you can see I'm creating another variable like file location, and this is the our path. So we will use here file location variable we will use here. Now done, and now time to test. Okay, click on run file. Go to the output. Here you can see one, because there is one file only. Okay, let's check the folder. So this is the SharePoint file folder. Here you can see this is the example file is come here. The same file. Here you can see this is the same file. Okay, and now another one already we have created one Word document. So here I'm changing the name, example doc. Because I want Word document also. Dot doc. Okay, click on save. Again, run and see. To the output one. Okay, check in the folder. Here you can see this is the example doc. Okay, so till here we have seen how to download files from share folder to local folder. Now in next step we will see how to upload file from local folder to SharePoint folder. So first of all, I minimize this. Okay, and copy, paste here, and I will comment out this sequence. Minimize it, and here you can see same sequence we have. So this is not required, so I'm deleting here. Find files and folder activity, I'm removing this. Before next action, go to the SharePoint and create a new folder. Here I'm creating files folder. Click on create. Okay, now see folder is created, and here folder is empty. Okay, go back on UiPath and go to the activity, right, upload file, take this activity. Now here you can see here we have to give the file path, that file we want to upload in the SharePoint. Okay, so I want this PDF file download in the SharePoint, and this destiny folder I'm using here, file name variable here. Okay, same variable. This is first. So here we will use file name variable. Okay, and one more thing, downloads. I will rename this. This is the upload sequence. Okay, click on save, and okay, now test. Sequence run successfully. Go to the SharePoint and open and refresh it. So here you can see file is upload from SharePoint folder. So in this sequence we have seen how to upload file from local folder to SharePoint folder. Okay, and in the next step we will see how to get file names. Minimize it, copy and paste here, and I will drag this sequence in the this comment out sequence. Now maximize it. First rename it sequence get file name. So in this sequence, how to get file names. Okay, so load file, I will delete it and take for each loop, because we want all file name for each. We will loop on that folder. Here you can see this is the list of items. So here I'm using get result variable. Okay, so here you have to change the variable type. Variable type has changed, and here I'm taking right line activity. Let's see, here I'm using current item variable dot name. Current item dot name property I'm using here, and here again I'm using right line activity. This right line for date time. Okay. So when we have created a file on SharePoint, that's why I'm taking here current item dot. Here you can see this is the property created date time. Enter, and we use dot to string as well. Okay, again I'm copy this, paste here, move this current item dot created by dot user dot dot display name. Here you can see this is the activity display name. Okay. Enter. Here I'm using very basic steps. You can use according to your requirement. That's file. Here you can see the file First file. First is the folder. So folder name also come. And this is the time and date and time. Here you can see. And this is the example. So I will show you first. This is the example doc and manually created Excel. Okay, let's go. Here you can see. Okay, so both file come and one folder also is there. Here I have covered three topics. First is download, and second is upload, and third is how to get file name. So hope you like the video. Please share and subscribe my channel for more video. I will see you in the next video with new topic on UiPath. Till then, happy learning.